SBB stocks continues on the road to recovery. They recently had earnings. I will talk a bit about the highlights of this presentation. Now, the effect on stock price was an immediate drop. As you can see on screen right now, stock was trading at 5.22 Swedish krona, and after earnings it dropped down to 4.38, and since then it has slid steadily. However, there are some reasons behind this. They can be quite bad if you're chasing dividend yield, but they will be good for the survival of the companies, and indeed it plays into an opportunistic hedge fund in this case, as predicted in a previous video actually. Alright, let's take a look at it. Hey, I'm Andreas, I've been investing for over 10 years. Let's go over the highlights of the investor presentation here. We can see that highlights for the period, they talked a bit about rental income increasing 5% like for like. Of course, rental income is down, but they don't take to account the sold off properties and things like that, and just look at the remaining portfolio value in this case. So like for like adjusted income, you might say. I don't give this number a lot of weight. I think it's just a way to paint over a pig in this case, as we like to say, the basic English expression. And we see a strategy execution on returning to liquidity and investment grade financial stability being a main focus here. Reducing debt, indeed, good, very good. However, they still have a long ways to go. We saw that they were in discussion with an opportunistic hedge fund in this case, and we see that, alright, they have made some concessions, clearly. Because if we scroll down to the bottom of the presentation regarding financial statements, we can see that the main focus to reduce debt level and dependence will be to not pay out dividends anymore. So methods for continued debt reduction. No additional dividend. Cutting dividend is never good. They had a very nice payout here in earlier years. Extremely nice, a lot of liquidity. Might be some pressure from former CEO Iljan in this case. He might have needed the money, who knows. However, now these opportunistic hedge funds have put pressure, and indeed some of the renegotiation here in the loans, I think they have put pressure and have put a clause in for no additional dividend until book to loan value reaches a certain point, or until maturity, or until they reach investment grade in debt rating from some credit agency, whatever condition it might be. We have not gotten that information. This information will have been negotiated in between closed doors. However, no additional dividend for now. Methods for continued debt reduction. A clear signal of weakness to the market. A signal that causes stock price to drop, a signal to investors that, alright, we're gonna have to wait a lot longer until this company has left the turbulence behind. Alright, I hope you enjoyed me going over this news from SBB. I know there's not a whole lot of coverage on SBB. It's a stock going down, and investors tend to love to look at stocks that are rocketing rather than falling knives or potential turnaround cases. But in SBB, I think it's a very interesting case given the type of business, how much they're renting to government, education, and what an important pillar it is in Swedish society to have properties for these important functions of society. So I don't think that the company is going anywhere. Hopefully we will see this big mess with debt being left behind quite soon. I have an average purchase price of 5 Swedish kroner on this case. Bought my first at 3 Swedish kroner something. and have built up a position that I think is good enough for now. In this case, alright, I realize I need to wait longer for the payout to come. I've done that before. In the case of Palantir, I had to wait 3-4 years, something like this, for the payout. And in the case of Hoeng LNG, I've waited many years. In the same way with Porch Group, I had to wait 2 years before I started to see a payout. And why should SBB be any different? Alright, that's been it for this video. And as always, I hope you guys make a ton of money, whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now. Bye bye.